All right. We are at the Keeper Aqua something um, stage, uh, barreling down the Starborn path. Um, we don't have all the powers. I don't know when I'm supposed to get all the powers. I am starting to think that I'm probably close enough to the end that I may have to figure out console commands in order to actually fill it out. Um, I don't want to, but I also don't want to go into a new game plus without um, all the available powers at rank one. So that's where I'm at, and that's where we are starting back.
I have things for you.
Just one quiet day. That too much to ask for?
Maybe we should stop for a moment at the memorial. You know, to pay our respects.
When someone insults you, you want to just beat the shit out of them sometimes, but you don't.
Well, not quite what I was thinking, but that's actually...
Keeper Aquilus, can we have a moment?
Ah, Mateo. It's been too long. How are your parents? Your mother still struggling with that azalea garden?
No, she figured that out a while ago. Had to adjust the pH levels in the soil. But, Keeper, I didn't come to catch up.
Oh, well, what's on both your minds? Oh, yeah. How humanity comes together. How we are to love each other even as our universe becomes even more complex.
That's not exactly what we mean. Keeper, when you talk about unity, well, does it mean anything else?
Perhaps we should talk about this inside.
Be careful if you run into those ecliptic
What?
jerks. They fly around like they own the settled systems. And they like to use old abandoned facilities as outposts. You know, the ones left over from the colony war.
What the hell happened to your clothes? I apologize for the other audio.
Some folks never feel it. That connection to the universe you only get from grab jumping. Honestly, I wish I could show them what they're missing.
Now that we have a little privacy, why don't you tell me exactly what it is that brought you two here?
Seriously, Keeper, they bathe whoever reaches the center in a light, and then, well, the normal laws of the universe go completely haywire.
So you're saying you found a place of contemplation? And you received a gift? There have always been mysteries that seem to defy our understanding of the universe, beyond rational thought. We enter life as an act of someone else's faith in us. There's no way of knowing who we will become, and yet the risk is made anyway. So you've pushed into the unknown, not knowing. Now wait, I know it's frustrating to be in the dark, but if you're willing to struggle for just a bit longer, I think I can give you a path to discovering its meaning. This pilgrim claimed he found the true meaning of unity. I always thought of it as just a parable for trying to bring humanity together, but maybe it's more.
Problem is, you are simplifying things way beyond what they need to be. Like most religious people. So that you can contort it to be what you want it to be. Not what facts are leading to.
In my story, the pilgrim met the founders of the House of Enlightenment and the enigmatic cult of the Varun. And he gave them each a part of the truth. Then he goes to his final resting place to live out the rest of his days in contemplation of infinitum addendum, his addition or contribution to the infinite. But what if the story isn't a metaphor, but a code, a way of finding the pilgrim again, or at least his grave? I agree. I think you need to talk to them about this unity pilgrim. And clearly, not just in a theological sense, as I have. Because I wasn't looking to find unity in the same sense you are. The enlightened work out of the well here in New Atlantis. Varun worshippers are more enigmatic. But there is a lone zealot that was captured recently. I visited her a couple of times.
I'll stay here with the Keeper. We need to catch up. And I wouldn't mind asking him a few more questions.
Alright, House of Enlightenment first. Talk to the atheists. So that's what I've gathered from it, like twice that I've talked to them. I am slightly disappointed in Bethesda for including religion and yet making it the most simplistic possible.
It's a shame House Varun abandoned their embassy. I bet we could have learned a lot from one another.
Are you working?
us. Here, I have something. It's not that big of a deal. I picked it up on one of our latest planetary expeditions. I'm more than just an extra gun, you know. I'm just pleased I get to utilize some of my... Check back with me from time to time. When you have a moment, I'd like to speak to you. Look. I appreciate you trying to cheer me up. My only wish is that my rescue hadn't come. Though I didn't know her well, I've always I don't have to. Our charter at Constellation has always been to analyze the unknown. Yet all the while, had I not pushed so hard... I can't sugarcoat our mission statement. Space, even Constellation's founder, Sebastian Banks, but this particular danger with the Starborn is off the scale. We truly don't know what... Of course I can. Damn it! Why is this happening to us? We're explorers. Yet in return, this is what the universe throws at us. Beings from God knows where who are trying to murder us. Why? What have we done wrong? No, I refuse. The question is, when do we stop exploring? I suppose. Well, I suppose that's all I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting you to solve... Well, when you have a few moments, there's something I'd like to discuss. Remember our last conversation? When... Well, It got me thinking. Just because I wasn't familiar with... Really? After reading those... She absolutely was. Aja was the one that taught me the ropes at Constellation. Hey, so I pinched it. At any rate, we... Exactly. There was... Oh, I find that sort of... At this point, you know... I wasn't gunning. In fact, everyone at Come to think of it, if we're ever out that far, perhaps we could pay her a visit. Well, you don't need to follow anyone. I chose to I won't be disappointed. Anyway, that's all I had to discuss for now.
It's been a while since we had a chance to catch up.
We run a number of social programs, from financial aid to food banks.
Let's just hope it's...
If it's about the financial or food assistance programs, we are backlogged. Oh, we're not.
We don't mean to be intrusive. Any information you could provide would be very useful.
Listen, I've talked about this with him a ton of times, and there's no record of a Unity pilgrim. But since you both insist, our early records are mostly administrative. Humanitarian projects, group counseling notes, charity expenditures. But there is a series of exchanges the founding members recorded in a lot of detail. It's the closest thing I have to what Aquilas is describing. We might actually have some, but anyway. A man walks into the first House of Enlightenment. The founding members just call him the Drifter. So they think he's a charity case at first, but no, the Drifter asks them a bunch of questions. If your philosophy is built on an individual's own morality, what about the second person? That second person might disagree. Isn't the problem of two what you're really looking for? And the founders respond, each individual must understand how the second person lifts them up. All of human effort is a story of cooperation pushing us forward. And it kind of goes on like that. He comes back every week for a year. Same conversation every time. Second person this, the problem of do that. It's part of our core principles. There's no God pushing us to do good for some eternal reward. We have to help each other because we choose to. If no one takes responsibility for making the settled systems better, then we're just leaving it to the tyrants to bully the rest of us. Honestly, I think the founding members made it all up. There was a little more hesitation being openly atheist in the early days. I think they were experimenting with writing their own scripture. Fortunately, that got abandoned pretty quick. After the records of the Drifter end, you never see anything like it again. Always happy to help, if you'll...
Atheist organization experimenting with writing scripture. This sounds predictable. Again, this is my issue. Start writing religions. and I need to flesh them out, or they just sound hollow. I know that enlightenment is supposed to be atheist, and therefore it's probably going to sound hollow still. Part of the reason that I kind of hope that Shattered Space really goes into the Baroon and it gives us some ability to get some backstory there in what the Baroon actually is. Bottom line, if you're going to write religion, write it well. If you're going to write it shitty, don't write it at all.
I'm meeting my girlfriend for drinks. Viewport tonight.
Oh, I've always liked that statue. It's beautiful, isn't it? I wonder what the artist was trying to represent. Contrary to what you might have heard, you see security
Zara, good to see you. Listen, I smoothed over that incident between Matteo and Rosa at the Sanctum.
I'd hardly call it an incident, more of a debate, really. But I appreciate it just the same.
Not a problem. In the meantime, maybe you could tell him to take it down a notch.
Can do. Thanks again, Sergeant.
Oh, come on! Seriously?
A visitor? I have all the company I need. The Great Serpent shall reveal himself and shroud the entire universe, leaving only the faithful. Why do you hide among the accursed? Say no more. The wise snake stays coiled in secret.
I can respect that.
Now, Kindred, what is it you need from me? I require no company. He knows not the truth. He sends another to ask more incessant questions.
Perhaps you should hear us out before you decide to cast judgment.
The Great Serpent waits in the shadows. He will entwine the universe, and all but the faithful will be made as dust. That is the truth. No more, no less.
Yes, I do as well. We both like to keep an open mind.
The knowledge of the Great Serpent sweeps away all concern. There is only his inevitable return, and those he will spare. Nothing else. You wish to speak of the Keeper's Pilgrim, do you not? I will tell you of him, and then you will leave. Jinan Varun meets the unbeliever. He gives false prophecy to Jinan. But such is Jinan's conviction in the Great Serpent, he does not hesitate. He cuts the unbeliever down. But the unbeliever returns. Jinan realizes the Great Serpent is testing him, and he will not be found wanting. 4 times they fight. Over 120 rotations of the planet they are on. Remember these 4 battles, Jinan, the unbeliever says. Remember these 120 rotations. But Jinan knows this is blasphemy, and delivers the killing blow. That is all. I have heard of no such thing. If it exists, it is a shadow that the Great Serpent casts to deceive the faithless. Then we are done. And take this. It is of no more use to me, and it is better kept by a promise of the Great Serpent.
I'm sorry, there's no way that I'm going to be getting away with
the Great Serpent.
A bunch of gear from a prisoner. I'm going to see. Yeah.
Hello.
Well, you're back. What did you learn? Was there something hidden in their stories, like we thought? Planets are often named by number. That second might mean the second planet in the system. What else did you learn? If there really is a location the Pilgrim wanted us to find, those do sound awfully like coordinates. Was there anything else? Yes. What he added to infinity. Maybe that points to a name. If we're looking for his resting place, we'd need to know the name of the star system, wouldn't we? Let's see. We have something that could be coordinates. Something that could point infinitum addendum. What if we break down the parts? No systems named finite or add. That just leaves in and dumb. Well, that's certainly how I feel. Well, I suppose that'll make someone laugh. Oh, you figured it out then. Well, good. Before you go, you've now spoken to many different perspectives in our universe. In a way, you'll be carrying their philosophies with you on this journey. I know you're looking for a specific unity, but if you had to guess what it was, what interpretation would you... And once you know, what will you do? Even the most objective scientist holds a belief that observation itself will be of benefit to humanity. You will be taking a similar part of yourself with you when you find the answer. Will that not color your perception of it? So you're committed to keeping yourself from seeing unity as anything other than a rational objective, a goal you're bound to reach.
We're following standard scientific-based protocols. Constellation's been doing it for decades, and the results speak for themselves.
Well, I won't keep you any longer. This has been fun, I have to admit.
Bill, I'm busy. That's what I want to register. Alright, what's the other one? 24 and a 12. Cool. Graph's out. Hey. I think I'd get used to ship layouts. Oh, got a turret.
Hey, stick to targets that shoot back, okay?
Oh, that's right. Downstairs was a turret. Turret in here, though.
We'll be lucky if we pull anything organic off this rock.
pungent.
Look at all this. Whoever lived at this homestead seemed to have settled in for the long haul. There's got to be something useful out here. Might not be Jemison, but this ship is starting to feel like home. What an incredibly beautiful sculpture. I suspect it was placed here for some sort of specific purpose rather than as an artistic statement.
it's starting to make sense. You should come aboard. There's another Starborn here who is very interested in meeting you.
I can speak for myself. Constellation ship, you weren't invited to this meeting, but much of our conversation has been about you. I will personally guarantee your safety as long.
And think of it as a ceasefire meeting. You're one shot at getting those answers. Let's just say they're very dedicated to stopping me from getting the artifacts. So if you don't trust me, well...
I know your encounters with our kind have not been pleasant, but we are here to talk.
Good. Hello. Again.
I want their cockpit.
You remember the emissary, perhaps? And their ship, the Helix? I believe they ambushed you above Neon and demanded that artifact you worked so hard to gain.
Thank you for the stellar introduction. Your success is unprecedented. Before you came, we were just discussing how continued use of force against you is unwise. We are not a monolithic people. The Starborn are individuals. Some are united in cause. Others are in it for themselves.
We are all in it for ourselves. Some of us are just more honest. The emissary threatened your ship, demanded you hand over your artifact. How is that so different from what I did?
We needed to warn you off. Every encounter with one of our kind could spell disaster.
For whom, exactly? I say whoever can collect them should. Yes. Let's talk about what really matters.
The Unity. You are on the path to it. It is a place, a gateway. It is where we were reborn.
I will admit, I did not think you would get this far. But then most of the settled systems can be quite confusing to me, still. I'm not who you think I am. This universe is only the first one you've been to. I've seen hundreds. Where I came from, I was the one who stayed at the lodge to protect the artifacts. You died on board the Eye, while we held off the Hunter.
One of me, at least.
I collected the remaining artifacts, and they opened the way to the center of my universe, and the doorway to an infinite number of others. That is the Unity. When I stepped into it, I became a Starborn. It is how I've entered other worlds, including yours. They are all connected. All the artifacts are needed to complete the armillary and open the way to the Unity. In every universe, the Starborn fight over them. Innocent people die. You've witnessed the power granted by the temples, the anarchy that can be unleashed. Someone has to decide who should get them.
Here it comes. The emissary tells you only the worthy should enter heaven.
You're twisting what I mean.
They're hypocrites. They use the chaos caused by the hunt for the artifacts to establish an order where they decide who's worthy. I attacked your lodge because I wanted the artifacts, and you held me off. You got away. That wasn't some morality play. You didn't survive because of righteousness. You won because of persistence, luck, and skill. As I have done countless times.
I was also human once. But what does it matter who or what I was when eternity is within your grasp? It means I've seen thousands of universes, collected their artifacts, been to their temples. You have a small taste of their power, but it keeps going. You're learning. My other self wants you to walk the path he walks, to give up, to appreciate the universe you have. Easy for a person who's seen everything, done everything. I think you should see it for yourself.
You've never come this far, not in all the universes I have seen. The path to the Unity is opening to you.
You're going to tip the scales one way or another. Better your hand be on one of our sides.
You are already in it. With artifacts comes Starborn, searching for them, fighting over them. I want a truce between all three of us. Give you some...
Yes. Let's see how willing you are to live under someone else's rules. Just remember, one of us.
I know we're not the same people we met in our universes. Still, it's good to see you again, old friend. Before you leave, I want to give you something. A way to seek the moon of old Earth. Here. That is all I ask. You should also talk to your colleagues in Constellation. Part of me wonders what they will all say about what you have learned.
You might think the emissary is on your side, but your persistence is what forced them to tell you the truth. Remember that.
I'm sure you have more questions. Ask. I'm sure Constellation will be eager to hear what we've told you. When all of the artifacts are assembled, the device they create is called the Armillary. In many ways, it's a model. Through it, you can reach the Unity. It is not an easy experience to describe, but you will be leaving this universe behind. Maybe that is why it offers the choice. Different. I never know who you are when I meet a new version. It is hard, but each universe is precious in its own way. Mine will never have its original you in it again, as yours won't have its real me. You've seen the terror the Hunter causes. Every time a Starborn goes through the Unity, they get more artifacts, find more temples, gain more power. We can't let more like him abuse these gifts.
The Unity is meant for whomever can get there. Don't fall for that talk of whoever created the artifacts and built those temples is playing a game with us. One whose prize is access to the center of all creation. There are no rules. Whoever... I don't kill for the Unity. I've simply found that it's the quickest way. Talking, forming alliances, waiting for the right moment to commit theft. It's all so tired. I'll admit, you getting away has been the most interesting thing to happen in quite... As soon as I realized what had happened, I knew I needed to wait until this meeting with the emissary. To see what would happen, of course. You might not understand just how... Usually, you're the one who ends up dead, and whoever cries over your body goes on to become the emissary. Sometimes I manage to get you all bunched up and take care of the problem in one go. Sometimes the emissary has gotten to me first, and I never arrive. Hundreds and hundreds of variations of me, packing through Constellation. And it's almost never you. I took it as a sign. They enter the Unity, take artifacts from others, employ force. I am many things, but I would never tell anyone what to do with it. The emissary wants to become the judge of who gets to enter. But the Unity... No, we always end up having this meeting at this time. But it's the usual affair. Can we... Honestly, I was beginning to wonder why I kept attending. That it's bad habit I started. But you have provided something quite new to talk about. Maybe you're a random die roll.
Philosophically interesting. I'm sure I could play with this concept for hours, if not days. I'm not going to do that, at least not on this.
Mind if we stop by the waterfall on this trip? I could use a few moments to unwind. Walter spends a fortune to maintain the lodge, but I'd say it's worth every credit.
Hey, I've been talking with the others, and I'd like to get everyone together to say goodbye. You know, to Andrea. Yeah. I'll have everything set up in...
Matteo told us about your pilgrim's voyage.
You found it, didn't you? The meaning of unity. Wait, say that again? Multiple universes?
You can't possibly mean what I think you mean.
Let's take a step back. This is everything we've been building towards, and the implications are a lot to take in. Could you explain the part about multiple universes one more time for everyone?
Yes, I wouldn't mind a little more detail.
And that's why the Starborn want the artifacts so desperately. They're the keys to unlocking the infinite.
I don't even want to think about the physiological changes you'd need to travel between universes.
Plus what it would do to the mind? Enlightenment? Or oblivion? Like the...
You have the opportunity to reach the closest thing to your god that might exist. And you're second-guessing it?
One doesn't approach the afterlife without...
You okay?
You're right.
Take some time to process, everyone. We finally have some answers. Now we need to figure out what to do with them.
Not to make a sharp turn in a grand tale, but I got the eye fixed up. Let me know when you're ready to follow. These last glimpses from the eye are from the farthest fringes of known space. Could be the only remaining pieces outside the hands of the Starborn.
Let's talk.
Aye. The blackest sea seems less of a concern when there are sharks leaping out at you. Catch a smile out there.
I don't suppose I have time for a nap before we leave. Hmm?
much we can survive at this low of a temperature. All these ruins have certainly stood the test of time. Hey.
Mayday! This is easy to... Explosion! Mayday! Massive damage!
Fire up your hand scanner. I bet you'll find plenty here to catalog. Hmm?
Research Station. You speaking. What is your business here? What? We haven't sent a distress signal. Nothing on the comms. No other ships in the system since our last supply drop. Look, what are you trying to pull here? Really? The high energy reason, alright. I don't know what's going on. For security, I'm going to have to ask you what's inside. Stay with me. I'll get the door.
I'll watch things from out here, and you go do what you need to do. Just...
Step forward. Scan is clear. One moment. Attention all. I am declaring accordion. All sections are now unlocked. Senior staff, protocol Delta. Use up. There. Be right with you.
Ethan Hughes, Chief of Security. If you'll follow me. We're a small research station in the middle. Pirates eat places like these for lunch. It is my job. We'll take the back way up. Here, you can see our lovely storage area. Don't touch anything. So, Nishina was built for... What the? Easy! Easy! What the hell was that? What are you talking about? 1 minute you're following me, and then you're just gone. Minute later you pop in out of nowhere looking like you were in the middle of a fight. In our storage room. I should have never let you inside. What is this? Some kind... Look, I don't know what's going on. Let's get you to the director. Maybe she. Come on, this way.
Who's there? The distress signal. You picked up... It's been so long. Wait. How...
What? No. No. The accident. Maybe if the probe is still feeding Right. We were studying 3 months ago. I was calibrating an experiment. It caused a gas leak. Sparked a fire. The lab was built around a xenolith with a dense metallic...
Just disappear. We should... Wait. He's back. All right, we're on our way up. Hugh's out. I was just filling in the director. Let's keep moving. If anything happens, the director's office is on the 2nd floor, end of the hall. You can't miss it. There you are. This way.
I can't possibly believe that.
Maria. Come in. Kaya Patel, Research Director. And this is our Chief Scientist, Maria Hughes. Ethan said you disappeared.
Director, you can't be taking this. Look, I don't know who you are or what you're doing here, but there has to be a rational explanation for all of this. An artifact?
You mean the source of the distortion? No, we don't.
The multiverse.
You're right. This is well beyond. And you have some connection with them then. Interesting. This facility and the research level 2 kilometers beneath us were built to study a gravitational distortion. 3 months ago, our chief engineer was calibrating an experimental probe.
We still don't know what happened. There was a... That would make sense. That's why we have a control unit for the probe. After the accident, I tried to use it to shut down the system. We could shut it off manually, but the entire research level is locked down. Excuse me?
That is quite a claim. What makes you think that? Raphael. Raphael died.
Wait. The leak. Director, there was a hydrogen leak right after the accident. It was contained in a...
But if it hadn't been, it...
Another universe, though.
We're not sure.
Raphael was in the lab near the ventilation...
Maybe he did.
You mean this other Raphael? No.
Raphael was a colleague and a friend. If there was some way to help him,
How? I told you the research levels... What?
Clever. In this other universe, Raphael survived. He made it back from the lab. Take it. And...
This is crazy.
But first, we have to...
We can't shut down the probe, but we might... It's risky. All right.
Then it sounds like we have a...
Come with me. The control unit is in the fabrication lab next door. What have we gotten ourselves into?
What happened? You disappeared, and... What? This... I don't understand any of this. If I had... Okay. We can get out through the pantry. Here's...
Holy! What the? Security breach! Go! Everybody out!
Run for it!
Out of my way!
Look at this. It's going to take hours to clear this up. How should I know? You're the one who keep... I just want to get out of here. Go do whatever you're going to do. I'm not sure. They're a native species. We had an electric pulse. The fire took out the generators. Damn it. I was in the lab, working on the frequency calibration. I heard the tanks rupture. I jumped back into the control room. The doors sealed, but I was trapped. If I had gone the other way, maybe I could have made it to the... I don't know.
What? You realize you just poked into my locked office. So... sure. Down. Yeah. Let me... And done. Is there anything else you need? Yes. The original survey team ran across them. You're welcome to read the Cataxi in the other universe. I've got an experimental thing, one of the engineers. Yeah, I hope so. I'm trying to be reasonable. It might... All right. Yeah. It's... Bigger than you'd expect. We've got a particle accelerator, whole lab complex, the high energy research lab. Real state-of-the-art. That's right. Has been since the accident. The whole system's on a hair trigger. Cameras spot anyone not in the staff database. They find...
Forgive me for pulling you aside again, but, well, there's so much to process right now. The emissary, the hunter. That's an understatement. The fact that we are the origin of the Starborn. Humans, I feel like most of the knowledge we've amassed in the last few centuries about the... Perhaps I'm overreacting, but we've been pushing further and further. Our current problem... It certainly is, without curiosity, but in this case, there's a difference between exploring the cosmos and blindly... Well, here we are, cool. You'd think that a technologically advanced society would have evolved. It almost makes me wonder if entering the Unity has done them more harm than... Yes, I agree, but not at the When you pass into whatever lies beyond, will you remember your life as you knew it? Will the hunger to collect the art... This goes well beyond the boundaries. As the chair of Constellation, I want all of us to have this opportunity. However, after we enter the Unity, we're likely... You're a respected colleague. Yes, of course. Listen, I realize all I ask is that you research the fact. I don't know if I'm ready to... Well, I suppose I'll let you get back to... When you have a moment, I'd like to speak to you. Thanks for taking time to chat. I received a message from... No. It's not from Barrett specifically. It's a line list of questions. Something like that. Before I joined Yeah, I suppose. You see, at the end of the day... Oh, like hell I can't. You once told me that you favored the journey. I failed. If I had fought harder... That's just it. Did I push... Well, that... Call it whatever you... It elevates me. Yes, if it's obvious to you... Oh my god. You'd think I'd realize by now that I can always depend on... Wow, that was... But thank you.
What, did you get lost in the hallway? Right. This is the probe control unit. Most of these controls aren't responding. I'm going to very carefully adjust the settings I can. There's no way to tell what's about to happen. Pay attention and be ready for anything. I'll begin by adjusting the energy feed of the electron beam array. We're at 93 teravolts. Calibrating to 95, 97, 100. Nothing. Let's try the other way. 91, 89. What the? Okay. It looks safe to approach. But what in the world? It's a microdistortion. Flux pattern matches the distortion in the lab. The setting is just exposing it somehow. Step into the distortion. It's possible. That's what I'm... If that is what's happening, what does that mean? How Nothing. No, hold on. There's a slight pattern change. Some kind of resonance. All right, stay there. Let me turn the feedback up for a moment. Calibrating to 90, 91. What happened? Are you all right? So, the lower setting causes the distortions to manifest, and the higher causes you to shift. That seems... Keep it on the lower setting until you want to shift, and you should be able to avoid any more accident. I'd give you my control unit, but it looks like you would love to take a look at that when this is all... Right? If you can get down to the research level, you need to disengage the power interlocks, then pull the emergency shutdown to stop the probe. That should fun. Oh, and before you go, it really is
Okay, as much as I want to finish this right now, starting to get tired, and I think I'm going to call it for today. I also need to cook some food for lunch tonight. So, anyway, that'll be it for this one, and time to start the next.